waka. A waka waka. What is happening? Found my exit back here with another video. Welcome. I hope you've been well, taking care of yourself and ripping into packs of your own. Of course, having fun whilst doing so. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. We have episode number 33 of the Vending Machine Challenge. So we are heading back to the beaches. TCG Vending Machine. We'll roll on that footage now. Maybe a little brekkie review whilst we're there. And then we'll meet you back here to get into the packs. As we approach the vending machine, you know we are thinking strategy. Where to begin today? What are we going to do to try and bust into that profit? Do we just go the old faithful sets? Do we grab a little bit of everything? What do we do? Who knows? But you know that we're definitely not going to be able to avoid some of that Paldea Evolved. Now, for the breakfast review today, something a little different. We've got a breakfast hot dog, fried wontons on top, a few jalapenos in there. Very spicy, this sauce. It was very enjoyable, quite different. But let me know what you think. 3.5 wakas out of 5. You know we couldn't help ourselves. We see Paldea Evolved available. We click Paldea Evolved. 10 packs, $12 a pack of Paldea Evolved for the total in the corner. Nice and simple. 120 bucks we are chasing in that corner. And Paldea Evolved has been good to us, especially from the Beaches TCG Vending Machine before. So you know it's customary. We have to throw in a few nice additional cheap packs. Brilliant Stars, 2 Crown Zenith, and 2 Terrestrial Festival to try and snag an SAR from Japanese or a Master Ball, and then some beautiful sets that we do love opening. So 5 additional cheap packs that will not impact that total. You know what? We'll do the Sword and Shield last. So we'll go in that order right there. They will not impact the total, but they will help us hopefully get into that profit margin. Now, you do know the rules. If we do get 1 cent into the green, we will be ripping into something spicy. This Pokeball is an older Pokeball, and it does have, if you're in the live stream when we revealed it, you'll know, but XY and Sun and Moon era packs inside. So that is one of our chase items. Should we get 1 cent into the green? Now, if we do double our money and get 120 into the green, we go vintage, and we are still chasing another Stormfront, Diamond and Pearl Stormfront. I want to see something spicy out of one of those Stormfront packs. I mean, I know we pulled a cool holo out of one of the ones that we did open, but we'll go and chase another one should we be so lucky. Now, of course, the randomly selected Pokemon for the video today. All right, now randomly select Pokemon for the video today is going to be Marill. All right, let's double check if Marill's in this set, and then let's get chasing. All right, we'll throw Marill down there in the corner. Plenty of Marill's opportune in Paldea Evolved. I think one of the cooler illustration rares as well as a common, probably also in the reverse holo slot. So look, lots of opportunity there. And if we do see a Marill, we are ripping into a nice little 2-piece feed of 151 with this beautiful mini tin. So the mini tin, the Pokeball, and vintage are our chase items for the challenge today. A whole stack of Paldea Evolved that could get us into that profit margin. If not, maybe the cheap packs. But that is what we are after. So the tally's up there in the corner. Are we going to do it today? Yeah, I don't know what what you thought of the breakfast review. As our first Pokemon out of the very first pack is the common Marill. How good is that? We're ripping into a bit of cheeky 151 mini tin action at a minimum in the video today. There's Marill's Evolved. And yeah, well, okay, well, that was not expected. I didn't expect to see that in the very first pack, but nice to see our chase Pokemon has been achieved at the earliest possible point in the video. So I hope everyone is having an amazing week. Please make sure as you enter in to tickle that like button for us. It is very, very much appreciated. But yeah, let's see if we can tick off all of the chase items in the video today for a nice little Wednesday surprise. Yeah, I don't know what you thought of the breakfast review. A little bit different, but yeah, it was interesting. Interesting is probably the best way to put it. Now, Paldea Evolved, I mean, it can be a cruel mistress, but it has been good to us in the past. There are some big hits in this set. You know, any of the top illustration rares will knock, you know, nearly more than half of that total that we are chasing off of that list. And then we all know the big hit that we have seen before that would well and truly get us into vintage just out the gate if we were so lucky. I thought it was an illustration rare for a second there, but it was not. Definitely some good SIRs in the set as well that could add to it, but we could just as easily be unlucky with our pack selection here and just go dud after dud after dud. And then we're going to need something from the cheat packs if that happens. But that is as well and truly possible. It is well and truly possible. Lots that I need to catch everyone up on. It has been absolute mayhem for me outside of the channel at the moment. So we do have a Slow King. Collect Fest was interesting. I definitely needed to plan better when it comes to the way... I was meant to have a friend there with me to help assist in filming some of the footage. I didn't have that in the end. Plus, I had a whole bunch of other stuff going on outside of the Pokemon stuff, which caused it to be quite difficult, right? But I did try. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but, you know, we'll do our best to see how we can turn it into some footage. So Slowking, the first to knock some off that total. We might be nickel and diming there. I don't think it's the most expensive card. Probably like, you know, $5-6. Maybe more, maybe less. But look, it helps. It helps. It is the first little chunk that we take off of that total. And yeah, it's lovely to meet some people there, some legends that we bumped into. It was still a whole lot of fun, regardless of not being able to. Okay, we have an SIR. We have an SIR in this pack, and it is the Hu-Chen EX SIR in the Forest. An underrated card, in my opinion. I don't know what it's worth in dollar value, but it is a pretty cool artwork. Not my favorite Pokemon, but definitely a cool artwork for a Pokemon that I don't rate that highly. Yeah. Creepy Hu-Chen in the Forest there, looking at us. All right, we'll pop that into a top loader and get it in the mantle. I don't know. It's surely above $30-40, maybe 50. I don't know, probably not. Around that mark, I would say. So we've got to be, you know, knocking a bit off that total, which is welcome considering that is halfway through our regulation time packs of Paldea Evolved. Maybe, just maybe, a big illustration rare here could get us into the green before we even get into our cheat packs, if we would be so lucky. What was I even saying? Yeah, so it was really cool to catch up with certain people and be at the event. Okay, we've got an illustration rare. You ask and you shall receive. Okay, not the craziest. Double banger. We like it. We love to see it. We absolutely love to see it. So probably a couple dollars there. And then the illustration rare surely has got to be about 15 plus. Don't remember how this one goes from a price perspective. And I think it joins up to another artwork. Or maybe, no, I'm thinking of a different card maybe. But maybe it does. Maybe it does. Anyway, illustration rares are always welcome and always help in getting that total minimized for us. We've got a whole range of different types of hits. We've got a Reg EX, got a Full Art, got an illustration rare, got an SIR. It's all happening. It is all happening. The Marill there to indicate that we have hit our chase Pokemon down there in the corner nice and early as it can happen. Yeah, okay, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, Paldea. I love the energy. I love the energy on a Wednesday. Whew. What was I going to say? Oh, some great news out of Australia. Australian Post, which is the postal service that we send stuff, I send the giveaways through to overseas, have stopped sending to the US temporarily due to I think there's some kind of tax that's been brought in, or additional tariff on small goods, even like small goods coming into the US. So they've temporarily paused postage to the US, which means all the giveaways that I have sitting in a huge pile, any of those that are the US, I can't send right now. So I am waiting to just see. It is temporary, so I don't know what they're doing. But apologies to anyone who's won a giveaway out there. I haven't sent them yet. They are sitting there in a huge pile. I think on Monday this week, I did wrap up the remainder of the last stream giveaways. And yeah, I have them all sitting there ready to go out. So I'm so sorry that they have not been sent yet. Please do understand that I will get them out as soon as possible. And they are coming. And I very much appreciate everyone out there's patience with me on that matter. So look, if we don't get indication that they're going to fix it soon, or it's going to go back to normal, I will look at alternative postage options like FedEx or something. They are just wildly expensive. I think it's like $50 for a package that should only be like maximum 25 to the US. So I don't really want to double my postage cost if I don't have to. Marill again, we couldn't have missed with that Marill. But yeah, that's where we're at. So apologies to those that are waiting for their giveaways. We have another illustration rare. Oh, what is this one? All right, the Heracross, one of the better illustration rares. I'm getting excited. Like, don't get excited yet, but I'm getting excited. I can't help myself. I feel like this Heracross could be like could be more valuable than the SIR, or might be around the same price as that SIR, if I am correct. I know that this is probably not in the top 3, but close. Top 5 maybe. Maybe the 4th most expensive. I think it goes, obviously the Magikarp is numero uno out of the set, and then you have the Sleeping Raichu, then the T-Tar, or one of those two in that order, and then soon after that, I think it is the Heracross. So a beautiful artwork, you know, he's just waiting to hitchhike and find someone who can help him out there, but we may be very close, if not already into that green, depending on how much that's worth. I think if that's a $20 illustration rare, there is a chance we could be in profit. There is a chance we could be in profit, but we still have a whole bunch of packs here, unless it dries up, which, you know, it definitely could. We're looking good. 2 illustration rares, SIR, full art, all from 10 packs. That's why we go Paldea Evolved. That's why we love this set. It can definitely hit, and our luck with it is pretty good. So Pikachu, all right, no hitter out of that last pack, but that is pretty exciting. All right, we are into the cheat portions with 2 Terrestrial Festival. I had to have a quick look. I couldn't help myself. So prices have dropped a little bit from what I remember. I think that was like 16, 17 bucks. That was like 26. I think it was like the 6th most expensive. Actually, the Marill illustration rare is the next in line after the Sleepy Chew and the T-Tar. So yeah, that as an SIR was like nowhere near what I thought it was from a dollar value. So we do have quite a little bit more to go to get into the green, but Terrestrial Festival, a big SIR if we were so lucky, a big Master Ball will definitely help. I think, what is it, 4 to the front? I think it's 4 to the front. Hopefully I'm not stuffing it up by doing that, but we'll find out. Yeah, so a god, imagine a demigod pack, or a god pack, or a double banger. Anyway, whatever we can snag from here would be welcome and will help us get to that outcome. All right, you know, nothing too crazy, but does help. Got a Glaceon EX, which is probably, you know, $4, $5, $3, but it does help. It does all help. Second pack of Terrestrial Festival. Could we be so lucky to see something spicy? A Master Ball or an SIR would be, an SAR, I should say, would be crazy. Even, you know, even an art rare, right? All right, getting down to the business end. It is a Master Ball. It is a Master Ball, but it is definitely not one of the crazier Master Balls. I have zero clue in dollar value, as we do have a Reg EX in the back as well, which is probably good for a couple of bucks. But I have no clue on the not so desired Master Balls from this set and whether they are holding any kind of value. But surely got to be $5, $6 at worst, right? So we will pop that into a top loader, nonetheless, in case it is holding better value than we think. And we'll add it to the list. But that does bring us down to our last 3 packs, and they are Sword and Shield, which means especially the Brilliant Stars could be hit or miss. But Crown Zenith, you know, we've been longing for a big hit out of Crown Zenith. We had a little bit of luck with it in the last opening in the Bounty Hunt. We did pretty well with it, but hoping for something spicy from the Sword and Shield era here to get us over the line. Brilliant Stars does have some potential both in the trainer gallery and in the alt art perspective, but can be very cruel in pull rates. All right, come on, Brilliant Stars, give us something, baby. Piplup in the reverse and a non-holo rare in the back. Not to be. But 2 packs of Crown Zenith. What do we feel like we have left there in the corner? It's got to be like $30 or so. Maybe slightly more. Maybe 40 to $50 left. I don't know. But there are definitely plenty of hits in this set that could well and truly engulf that, and give us a chance at least ripping into couple of, you know, tasty packs from XY and Sun and Moon. So we hope, we hold our breath and we hope. Crown Zenith, come on, show us what you can do. We need to see something spicy from one of these packs. Tang in the reverse. Oh, non-holo rare. That was a no-hitter pack from Crown Zenith. You hate to see it, but it does happen. All right, let's go. Let's go. Last pack magic. We can do it. We can do something here. Surely. Surely we can do something. All right. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I can see something in the side there. I can see something in the side there. Please be what we are looking for. All right. Last pack magic. Crown Zenith out of our cheap packs. Can we get into that green? Even a secret rare Pikachu would help a lot. No. Okay. It's in the back. It is a regular V with a Zacian V. That's definitely not going to cut the mustard in getting us into profit. We do have that mini tin, which we will probably allow to help us add to that total with a little bit of additional cheating. Look, you know I'd be lying if I didn't say that I had extra cheat packs prepared to the side. I did grab 5 Terrestrial Festival because I thought, you know, there's 10 in a booster box. If I grab 5, we've got a 50% chance that we get lucky with the box SAR. And you know the degenerate that we are. We're adding them in. No cost to that total, but we are chasing an SAR here to help us out in tracking down that profit. Oh, I thought for a second there we might have had something, but no, it still helps. It still helps. I might need to go to FME Video Referee after these 3 additional packs, because you do get guaranteed hits in these packs, which means we're at least going to get, like, you know, $12, maybe more to the total. So yeah, let's see if we can maybe get an SAR, maybe no, we already got a Master Ball, but still possible, because I guess these packs would be from multiple boxes that are in the vending machine. There's definitely more than 10 in the row, so you don't know when a new box starts or ends, or whether they're shuffled around or any of that. So a boy can dream. See, hopefully something. All right, we got a Pokeball. We got the Hoochen in the Pokeball version, not the Master Ball, which is all right. It's not the craziest Master Ball, even if we got it in the back. We got the Master Ball came with the same EX in the back there. Pokeballs were not counting towards the score because they don't count. They can count towards point systems in other videos, but not towards the score for this one. All right, last pack magic of Terrestrial Festival before we probably tuck our tails between our legs and just open that 151 mini tin with the hope of something big out of that. All right, Espeon. Flareon into... No. Oh, bang! Why did I not think that the SARs were in the back? I did not think at all that the SARs were in the back for this set, but I'm pretty confident. I know Japanese prices are nowhere near as high on the SARs, SIR equivalents, but a Jolteon is an evolution, obviously, and it looks very clean, by the way. Japanese quality control, always very on point. Yeah, that's beautiful. That is beautiful, and that is definitely, I think, going to help us into the green, if I am correct. But I will throw to Video Referee FME to confirm before I get ahead of myself and get excited for opening 2 of our chase items in the video today. Let's get that into the mantle, replace that cheap SIR. We got our Marill that we hit. All right, like 50-ish, $52 quick glance, which means I'm very confident that we are into the green at minimum, probably not quite near vintage, so 120 profit is what we need for that, but that does mean we are into the celebration mini tin for busting, sorry, Pokeball for busting into profit, and of course, for the Marill, we do have our nice little 151 mini tin. So a bunch more packs being opened that will definitely help us. I will stack up what we've got so far. I didn't do a full total, but I'm very confident that we're in the green just with all of these added up. So, you know, 2 nice Evolution EXs, a regular V, and a bunch of other Reg EXs there. We did get a Master Ball, which I haven't checked the price on, but I assume minimum $5 surely. And then a full art, 2 beautiful illustration rares from Paldea Evolved, a SIR, not super valuable, but still an SIR, and then, of course, what helped us tick into that profit with the beautiful Jolteon there. So what I will do is I'll lay them off to the side, and let's get into this mini tin. We'll grab our handy shank off to the side, and we will see if we can get anything spicy out of this mini tin. Now, I know I said I'd add it to the total, and, you know, probably shouldn't, because I think it's a little bit of cheating on cheating, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what we're feeling. If the total's still in the corner, you know we're probably adding it. All right, 151. These tins can be very hit or miss. The last tin we opened was very nice. The tin before that, not so nice. So, could get a double banger. We could get absolutely nothing. We could get a Charizard SIR right now in this pack, and that would well and truly be worth celebrating. Not an SIR, no Charizard. Reg Holo, Vaporeon. All right, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves there. All right, very off-center packs, these ones. Yeah, probably one of the later print runs. Running out a bunch of extra 151 stock. All right. Thank you, Maril, our chase Pokemon, for the video today, for the chance to rip into a little bit of spicy 151 action. We've got the Caterpie, Eradicate, Erica's Invitation, into the Dugong, into the Tentacruel, and a Nidoking regular holo. Definitely the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, with absolutely nothing out of that. But this is going to be exciting. This has some very heavy hitter packs in it, and I think it does. I think it does. All right, so again, a huge shout out and thank you to Silver Summit for this Pokeball. There is the beautiful, beautiful Alolan Vulpix, if I am correct. Coin, and then we do have 2 Sun and Moon era packs and 1 Ancient Oranges. How good is that? So we'll go Crimson Invasion, Burning Shadows into Ancient Oranges. Some crazy hits that you could get. I mean, extremely lucky if you got the Rainbow Charizard out of that. Crimson Invasion, I always mix up with Guardians Rising, but I think it is the Sylveon in this set, if I am correct. I'll throw it up the screen if I'm wrong. It's either the Hyper Rare Sylveon or the Hyper Rare Gyarados. But I think that Guardians Rising is the Gyarados. I don't know. I don't know. If we see Hyper Rare on the side, let's hopefully save it for Burning Shadows, because that Charizard would be a 1 in a million hit. All right, that's never a good sign. Code card, absolutely squashing our hopes there, but we will go through it for a little bit of fun and nostalgia back to the Sun and Moon era. Mankey, Aaron, got the Corphish, the Ghastly, pretty cool Ghastly artwork. Houndour into the reverse holo Feebas and the non-holo rare Registeel in the back. We will sleeve up this Feebas. As sets get older, the reverse holos do get worth more and more. All right, Burning Shadows. Could we be so lucky to see a little hyper rare glimpse from the side? It would absolutely be unheard of to, out of a random rogue Pokeball, get a bit of 1-pack magic. We'll do the code card that way to hide. I mean, if we're going to get a hit out of one of the 3 packs from the Pokeball, I'm definitely happy to save it to the Ancient Oranges, because we know how crazy the hits are in that set. That is a really cool Charmeleon. It's very unique. Some cool artworks in Burning Shadows, I reckon. All right, Horsey, looking very lonely. Our reverse holo is the Dusknoir into a Alolan Eradicate that looks, yeah, that's like me after that hot dog. That was interesting. Okay, so look, the first 2 packs, yeah, they're really not much to write home about, but we do head into Ancient Oranges, and this is one that we will throw the hit list up on the screen. Plenty of crazy hits from this set that you are chasing. I believe it is the Mega Rayquaza, if I am correct. If not, you'll see on the screen. You guys don't need to trust me. Maybe it's not the Mega Rayquaza, actually. Sorry. Anyway, it will be on the screen, whatever we're chasing. Power of Ancient Days. Power of the Ancient Days. Interesting. Interesting. Hopefully we can summon some of that power all the way back to 2015. I know that booster boxes of Ancient Oranges is going absolutely bonkers at the moment. So, yeah, it would be pretty cool if we were lucky enough to snag something out of this pack that I cannot manage to open. It is been very well sealed. All right. All right, let's get this out and try not to reveal anything potentially. All right, code card is that way. I think also Ancient Oranges, it didn't matter necessarily. Hit code cards weren't a thing kind of back then. But let's enjoy it. Let's hope for something big out of our final pack. We got into a little bit of spiciness. Sun and Moon, XY. You love to see it. You love to see it. All right, we've got the level ball. A little bit of spider action. Got the Golurk. Rolts in the dark. Very cool Oddish there. Inkay. Got the Combi. A reverse holo is an energy. It is the special energy. Make sure to tickle that like button and subscribe if you're not already. There ain't nothing to it but to do it. In the back, we have a non-holo rare with the Volcarona and that full art style of card that was from these types of sets we saw in Primal Clash and the likes. We'll still sleeve it up. Nothing crazy there. That was a bit of a dud Pokeball with 3 missed packs, but look, very fun to always... I love the anticipation of opening those older sets. The potential of 1-pack magicking a Burning Shadows Hyper Rare Charizard is insane. Ancient Origins is always a fun pack to open. But that was a whole lot of fun. Some pretty cool hits in amongst what we were able to score in the video. A whole variety, a mixed bag in the video today. And topped off by that beautiful, beautiful Jolteon SAR. Not my favorite Evolution SAR, but an SAR nonetheless. So we cannot complain. And we'll get Stormfront sooner or later like we have in the past. Thank you guys so much for watching. I cannot wait to see you in the next video on the weekend. Take care of yourselves. And we'll see you soon. A waka 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 waka.